Now, let's look at corporations. Are they powering this recovery? Well, the corporations going into this moment of chaos were actually much healthier than the consumer. Okay? In Japan, by the way, you hear the Japan scenario, the corporations were really fragile. Our corporations were very strong. And so what I've done here is I've taken corporate debt and corporate assets and put them by each other. So obviously when debt's higher than assets, the balance sheets are somewhat upside down. They were that way going into Y2K, right? Corporations overinvested, frankly, going into Y2K. They learned their lesson as corporate defaults spiked. And then look at this. Going into the Great Recession, assets were growing and debt was growing at a slower pace. And so they came in with their armor on. They also acted very quickly. So I just pulled some charts to try and figure out how fast corporations were cutting costs. Net corporate dividends fell by about $100 billion during the recession. You know, if you look at total non-farm payrolls, all of the jobs that were added between 2003 and the peak right before the downturn in 2008 were shed in a period of about 12 months, right? That generated an enormous amount of savings. I just did back of the envelope calculations, but probably $500 billion there. And so what that meant was corporate profits after tax actually surged quickly back to above where they were in the pre-crisis levels. Furthermore, they've accumulated a lot of cash. And when corporations have accumulated cash on their balance sheets in the past, they start making capital expenditures. And right now, the disparity between the amount of cash on their balance sheets and what their expenditures are is historically pretty wide. And so what that means is they're either going to pay dividends, they're going to buy back shares, they're going to hire people and build plants, or they're going to buy other companies. And we're seeing all of that happening right now.